Hello everyone, I Kuldeep Sharma welcome you all to today's session of 20 GK questions which we have specifically curated from the Hindu newspaper. So without wasting any time, let's start with the first question for today. So as you may know that the opposition bloc has formed an alliance of the political parties which are in opposition to the BJP, which is the current ruling party at the center. So that alliance has gotten a new name. The full form, the short form which is India, and you have to tell me what is the full form of India, which stands for the coalition, which stands for the opposition coalition. So does India stands for Inclusive National Democratic Initiative Alliance? Does it stands for Indian National Democratic Integration Association? C, does it stand for Indian National Developmental Inclusive Alliance? Or fourth, Independent Nationalistic Democracy Integration Association? So you have to tell me what is the full form of the coalition, which is in short known as India. So answer for A first would be C. So the full form of India, when we talk about India in terms of opposition alliance, stands for Indian National Developmental and Inclusive Alliance. Next question, very important news item which we are going to cover in today's Hindu news analysis. So please stay tuned for that. Usually it is uploaded at 6:30 p.m. Not usually, but every day it is uploaded on 6:30 p.m. on the ClatPrep official YouTube channel. So please wait for that news item where I will also give you certain interesting facts about this news item also. So let's look at the second question. So which of the following territory was ceded by India to Sri Lanka to resolve a territorial dispute in 1974? So four options are there. Is it South Talpatti? Is it Kachativu? Is it Kalapani? Or is it Galwan? So answer here is B, Kachativu, which was a disputed territory between India and Sri Lanka. And actually India ceded it in 1974 to Sri Lanka to resolve the territorial dispute, because Sri Lanka, or Ceylon as it was known then. So the earlier name of Sri Lanka was Ceylon. Still, the traditional tea which comes from Sri Lanka is the most famous of them is known as the Ceylon tea only. So this is the Kachativu island. South Talapatti was an island which was disputed with Bangladesh, and it was given to Bangladesh to resolve a dispute. Kalapani is a disputed territory. It is right now with India. Kalapani is a disputed territory with Nepal. And Galwan, as you know, Galwan Valley clash took place with India and China, and it's a disputed territory between India and China. Next question. So India is the world's largest expatriate population of the world. Which state of India sends the largest number of people abroad? So what do you mean by expatriate? So expatriate basically means you can relate it with our NRIs, non-residential Indians. That would be one category of expatriate. However, expatriate population is population which belongs to India but is working abroad, or is actually doing some work in a abroad nation. So which state of India sends the largest number of people abroad? Four options: Bihar, Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Uttar Pradesh. All four states are the largest sender of largest source of expatriate population for India. You have to tell me which state sends the most number of people abroad. So answer here is D, Uttar Pradesh. Many people believe that it is Kerala. However, Kerala also sends a many number of people, but it is actually the state of Uttar Pradesh which stands at the first number. Next question. So Geographical Indication Registry has granted GI tag to 60 Indian products concurrently. Which of the following was the first GI registered product of India? So if you may know something about GI or Geographical Indication tag, it is provided to a geographical product which comes from a particular geographical territory, so that it has the environmental characteristic or taste and different textures which are related to that geographical area only. That's why this GI tag is given. So this GI tag is given under WTO TRIPS. More would be taught in the Hindu news analysis class. However, under the WTO TRIPS agreement, GI tags are protected, which means that if a particular product is given a GI tag by a country, then that product can only be sold from that country only, or from that region only. No other country can brand that product as their product. So I've asked you which of the following was the first GI tag product of India. So four options we have. Was it Darjeeling tea? Was it Basmati rice? Is it Assamese Gamcha or Gamosa, or is it Tirupati Laddu? So the first GI tag which was given protection from India was Darjeeling tea. Okay, Darjeeling tea, which is from West Bengal. Some people believe it's from Assam, but no, it is from the state of West Bengal. Now let's move to the next question. Again, something related to GI product only. So Pokali is a very famous rice, which is a saline tolerant rice variety. How is it saline tolerant? So basically, in this state, in the state in which it is being grown, actually the fields on which it is grown is actually below the sea level. So although it is below the sea level and the groundwater or the water which is being used to irrigate it is partially saline, still it is a saline tolerant rice variety which the people of that state or people of that region have been able to develop after long process. So you have to tell me the Pokali rice, which is also a GI tagged product, yeah, protected product of India, is from this state. So four options: is it Andhra Pradesh, is it Karnataka, is it Kerala, or is it Tamil Nadu? So answer here is C, Kerala. So Pokali is a famous rice variety of the state of Kerala. Next question. So Russia-Ukraine war is still continuing and it has disrupted many other related regions also, yeah, sectors also. So one such sector which has been disrupted is research collaboration between Russia and many other countries. So since, if you know that Arctic Circle, where you find the North Pole, etc., and many countries actually do collaborative research efforts there, and around 60% of Arctic Circle, yeah, Arctic region is actually in control of Russia, which means if Russia is not going to collaborate with other country nations, then it becomes very hard to conduct research. However, in context of this, I have just asked you which of the following is India's first permanent Arctic research station. So four option: is it Bharti, is it Himadri, is it Maitri, or is it Dakshin Gangotri? So answer here is B. Himadri is the first permanent and the present Arctic research center, and only India is only one of them. Second, another information, Bharti and Maitri are actually research stations of India. They are also existing research stations of India and they are in the Antarctic. And Dakshin Gangotri was the first Antarctic based research center. However, it had gone below ice. So because of this, it is no more functional. However, the functional ones are Bharti and Maitri in Antarctica and Himadri in the Arctic Circle. It is located in the country of Norway. Next question. So which country has recently become a member of Europe's area, enabling seamless travel via air and sea while maintaining border controls for land routes? So first, let's try to answer this question. So which of the following two countries have been given a membership of Europe's Schengen area? Then I'll explain you what the Schengen area is. So is it Croatia and Cyprus, Bulgaria and Romania, is it Romania and Croatia, or is it Cyprus and Britain? So answer here is B, Bulgaria and Romania. So these are the two countries which have been given entry into the Europe Schengen area, which is actually a visa-free travel area of Europe. So basically, what these countries have done, in the countries which are in Schengen area, some of them, most of them are members of European Union, and other non-European Union members are also part of it. So once you enter one of the countries which is in Schengen area, then from moving from one country to another, you do not require visa. What is a visa? So visa is basically the permission which is given by one country if you want to enter their country from your origin country. So visa is not required and you can actually move there without carrying any travel documents. So however, these two countries, Bulgaria and Romania, have as of now have been given air and sea travel rights but land routes, land rights have not been given to them. The reason being, country of Austria, which is actually member of Schengen, it has vetoed this. Reason being that Bulgaria and Romania host a large amount of illegal immigrants, and Austria, being the nearest European Union country, believes that if it opens the land routes for these countries, then illegal immigrants would actually enter Austria and may disturb the demographic balance there also. So that's why Bulgaria and Romania has been given partial access to the Schengen area. Next question. So which of the following country will deliver hundreds of old armored vehicles and new missiles to Ukraine in its war against Russia? So Russia-Ukraine war is still going on. So one country has just promised them that it's going to deliver a large amount of armored vehicles and new types of missile to it. This country was also in news because it was the first country which has its president actually made a statement that if it is required or if it becomes essential, then it might even send its troop to fight in Ukraine also, which caused a lot of ruckus in the international society. So you have to tell me which country is it which has promised this 100 of old armored vehicles. So is it United States, is it United Kingdom, is it France, or is it Pakistan? So obviously not Pakistan. So answer here is C, France. Next question now. So which country experienced one of the largest terrorist attacks in its history with the 2019 Easter Sunday bombings, resulting in the deaths of over 270 individuals due to suicide bombers targeting the country's churches? So all of the 4 countries which are mentioned are well known for terrorist attacks happening in their major cities also. So one of the Islamist group which was related to ISIS actually in 2019 conducted multiple blasts when it's come to churches of that state, and which led to at least 270 people being killed, out of which 11 were actually Indians also. You have to tell me which country it is which I am talking about. So was it Sri Lanka where the Eastern bombing took place? Was it Indonesia, Pakistan, or Nigeria? The answer here is A, Sri Lanka. So this question has come up because Sri Lanka has actually completed the investigation on the 2019 Easter Sunday bombing, and it has said that we have done a fair investigation for this. Next question now. So next question is regarding which country has banned the use of red carpets at government events, reserving them exclusively for diplomatic reception as part of austerity measure. So austerity measures basically means that when you try to cut out your expenditure, it would be called as austerity measure. So this country has taken austerity measure because it has taken loan from IMF, International Monetary Fund, and one of the condition when you get an IMF loan is to keep your accounts, in control. So this country has taken a decision to send a symbolic gesture also, a symbolic signal to the people of the country also, that we are also going to stop all kinds of unnecessary expenditure. So which country is it which has banned the use of red carpets right now? So is it Greece, Venezuela, Zimbabwe, Pakistan? All 4 were or are right now in some kind of economic turmoil right now going through them. So the answer here is D. So Pakistan has recently decided that it is not going to use red carpets when it comes to government events. Next question. So one question relates to South China Sea dispute. So it's an ongoing dispute between many countries. Many South China Sea countries are involved in the dispute. So the region which I am talking about is the second Thomas Shoal, which is a submerged reef located in the Spratly Island. So Spratly Island group is a group of islands in South China Sea, and it is a disputed territory in many number of countries. So I am asking you, it is a disputed territory between China and which of the following countries? So 4 options: is it Taiwan, Philippines, Vietnam, or all of the above? So answer here is actually all of the above. So presently this second Thomas Shoal is actually in the control of Philippines, and since 1999 it is in their control. And in 2016 actually Philippines went to the International Court of Arbitration against China, and wherein the ICA actually held that this shoal or this island is the legal territory of Philippines. However, China does not recognize the judgment, although China is also a party to the International Commercial Arbitration Court and it is bound by that judgment. However, it does not. Taiwan and China both are actually rival also. Taiwan was earlier used to consider itself as the main China, and however afterwards after the ping pong diplomacy between China and USA, People's Republic of China became the real China, and this became one of the subset or one of the other second China for US purposes. However, so wherever China would have a territorial dispute, Taiwan would also claim its share, because Taiwan believes that it is the real China. However, when it comes to Spratly Island, all 3 countries plus China are involved in it. Next question. So which of the following mailing service recently celebrated its 20th anniversary? So on 1st April 20 years ago, this mailing service was started and it has recently celebrated its 20th anniversary. So is it Yahoo, is it Gmail, is it Yahoo Mail, is it Outlook or AOL Media Mail? So answer here is Gmail. Gmail, which is the most popular mailing service. It has a base of 1.8 billion people. 1.8 billion people or 1.8 billion accounts are there on Gmail, which are actually currently active also. So answer is Gmail. Next, so the Extreme Light Infrastructure for Nuclear Physics LENP project, boasting the world's most potent short pulse laser system, is situated in which country? So laser were in news since 2018 because the 2018 Nobel Prize for Physics actually went to two persons. One was from this country and one was from France country, and other one was from Canada. They got Nobel Physics for their contribution to science of lasers. So how we can use lasers in a better quality in medical science, etc. Their research is actually going to help us in doing that only. So you have to tell me this ELINP project is located in which country. So four options are there: Germany, France, Romania or Hungary. So answer here is C, Romania. So Romania actually hosts this ELINP project, which is actually a project of European Union. Romania, being part of European Union, actually hosts this project right now. So Romania came up as an answer in two questions for today. Next question. So Trade and Development Report 2023 has reported that India's trade dependence on China and European Union is rising, which is actually alarming because we should be reducing our dependence on China. However, we are seeing an increase in dependence on China. So you have to only tell me Trade and Development Report is published by which of the following? Is it World Bank, is it IMF, is it UNCTAD or is it WTO? So answer here is C, UNCTAD. One way which may not be true for all, but Trade and Development is the name of the report, and this also comes up here also. That's also how you can find out the answer if you have to guess also. Next question. So which of the following is the world's first conversational AI with emotional intelligence developed by New York based startup Hume AI? So there is a new AI based startup known as Hume AI. It has developed one AI, conversational AI, that you can talk to it, and it has emotional intelligence, that it understands what the user is going through emotionally. So it can recognize your emotions, and using its emotional intelligence, what does emotional intelligence means? That you understand, you have understanding of emotions, would be called as emotional intelligence, and it can, on the basis of the emotional status of the user, can actually give such kind of responses. So you have to tell me which is the world's first conversational AI which has emotional intelligence integrated into it. So is it empathetic voice interface or EVI? Is it sentient dialogue agent SDA? Is it emotive conversational assistant ECA? Or is it sympathetic virtual assistant SWA? So answer here is empathetic voice interface, which has emotional intelligence integrated into the AI. Next question, interesting question. So IMD often issues color coded alerts to keep people informed of upcoming weather events and their severity. What does orange alert represent? So does orange alert means no warning? Does it mean be updated of the situation? Third means you should be prepared for such a situation, or fourth, does it mean you should take actions? So answer here for C, for orange alert, is actually be prepared. So no warning is when there is a green alert. Be updated stands for yellow alert. So basically, if a yellow alert is given, it is saying that be updated of the weather updates which are being given by IMD. Be prepared is actually orange alert, which means actually there would be a severe thunderstorm. And in case of extreme actions, when it is required, when you are supposed to take action, for example, the rainfall is going to be very heavy, there can be a flood like situation, and you should move to upper regions, or you should move away from that regions, then a red alert is issued. So these are the four kinds of alerts which are being issued by IMD, your Indian Meteorological Department, when there is a severe case of weather update. Next question. Ray Janes Peninsula was recently in news due to eruption of a volcano. It is located in which of the following country? So this Ray Janes is very famous for a active volcano, and actually this volcano actually has erupted 4 or 5 times in the last 2-3 years only. So it is a very active volcano right now, and this place is coming again and again in news, so it can come in your question paper also. So you have to tell me it is located in which of the following country. Is it Denmark, is it Canada, is it Russia, or is it Iceland? So answer here would be D, Iceland. So this peninsula or this active volcano is found in the state of Iceland. Next, so next questions are from the sports region, sports section. So who among the following won the men's double title at the ATP Master Tennis Tournament in Miami Open 2024? So actually this Miami Open, which is a tennis tournament, completed just yesterday only, and you have to tell me who was the winner of the men's double tournament. So was it Rajiv Ram and Joy Salisbury? Was it Rohan Bopanna and Matthew Ebden, who were actually the winners of Australian Open? Ivan Dojic and Austin Krajicek, Marcel Granollers and Horacio Zeballos. So very tough to pronounce name also. So however, the answer here for 18th is B. So B is the answer, Rohan Bopanna and Matthew Ebden, who were actually the winner of Australian Open also this year. And by winning this Australian Open Grand Slam, Rohan Bopanna actually became the oldest player to win a Grand Slam. Okay, and oldest Indian also. However, for this also the answer is same, Rohan Bopanna and Matthew Ebden. Next question, so who among the following was named the Hockey India's Men's Player of the Year for 2023? So 4 options are given, you have to tell me who has been awarded as a Man Player of the Year for the previous year. So answer here is A, Hardik Singh, who was the winner of Hockey India's Men's Player of the Year award. Now let's come to the last question for today. So again, I've asked you the men's winner of the Player of the Year award. Now you have to tell me the Women's Player of the Year award for 2023. Is it Salima Tete? Is it Deepika Sorensen? Is it Nikki Pradhan? Or is it Sushila Chanu? So the answer here for 20th, the last question, is A, Salima Tete. So class, that's it for today. I hope to see you in the next session on 20 GK question. Thank you and have a very nice day.